Live from Southwest Florida's news leader, this is Wink News at 6:30.
And right now in Wink News, a bounty house at the scene of a murder, the setting for a child's birthday party draped in crime scene tape. We're live at the scene.
And this man arrested for robbing a woman and shaking her baby at a Southwest Florida bank. How cops ended up catching him.
Plus, they built the county out of millions of dollars. Why those convicted in the VR lab scandal will be back in court tomorrow.
And happy Sunday, everyone. We are currently watching just a few small storms, mainly in Collier County, south and southwest of Immokalee. Also currently just south of the trail directly over State Road 29, where we saw those storms yesterday. Currently a present area for some storms, mainly moving to the south and staying away from Naples, Lely, and Golden Gate in the estate. So you are staying dry in that area for this evening. Still, though, tracking just a few of those over the next few hours or so. Also watching this tropical disturbance, 850 miles east of the state of Florida. This is not going to be an issue for us. It is forecast to weaken over the next few days as well. Could strengthen, though, Monday or Tuesday. We'll take a closer and complete look at this tropical disturbance when I come back.
Developing now, a woman is dead and this man behind bars. Lee County deputies arrested Angel Camarena Rodriguez for second-degree murder. Investigators found the victim, Mayra Vasquez, on the lanai of a Lee County home on Shawnee Road overnight. Wink News reporter Anika Henniger is live right now at the scene. Anika, what can you tell us?
Well, it's an eerie scene out here. This home looks like the place for a child's party lined with birthday decorations and now a deflated bounce house. But crime scene tape just came down and deputy cars just left this home after it became the scene of a murder.
To see that something terrible happened where there was supposed to be so much fun. It's awful.
Shannon Hertog was shocked by what she saw turning onto Shawnee Road this morning. A home dressed for a birthday party, laced in crime scene tape after a murder.
It shouldn't have to be this way.
2 minutes before midnight Saturday, the Lee County Sheriff's Office says someone called 911 about a shooting right here. Neighbor Dan Thompson says the community is practically silent most days. But last night,
my neighbor called me and said there was, 6 shots went off and then there was another set of 4 shots.
When deputies raced to this home, they say they found 31-year-old Mayra Candelero Vasquez dead, lying on the back lanai.
Hard to believe. Just very surprised.
The man deputies say is responsible for Vasquez's death, 42-year-old Angel Camarena Rodriguez.
I'm glad there's nobody out there running around that did something.
Deputies arrested Camarena Rodriguez and took him to the sheriff's office for an interview. Today, investigators and dogs searched the large fenced-in property through a barn and up the driveway, with chairs left empty and a child's bounce house surrounded by deputies. Neighbors are left wondering why.
It feels awful for the family that is dealing with this right now. It's extremely sad.
Now, the sheriff's office hasn't released a motive or said if there's a relationship between the victim and the suspect just yet. But Camarena Rodriguez is facing charges for second-degree homicide and shooting into a building with people inside. He will go before a judge tomorrow morning at 8:30 for his first appearance. We're live in Lee County. Anika Henniger, Wink News now.
Well, thank you, Anika. And this man, Hugh Jervis, is now behind bars right now after Cape Coral police say he robbed a woman and shook her baby. It happened earlier this month at the Bank of America on Cape Coral Parkway East. And Wink News reporter Morgan Reiner is following this story for us tonight. Now, Morgan, it was the bank surveillance video that caught him?
That's right, and he went above and beyond in what police say was an attempt to steal a woman's purse. The woman was carrying her infant strapped to her body, and police say Jarvis violently shook the baby to get the purse. It all started a little over a week ago when Hugh Jarvis left the Bank of America on Cape Coral Parkway. A witness heard a woman in the parking lot yell for help. The witness walked over and Jarvis fled the scene. The bank provided law enforcement with a picture of Jarvis, and CCPD arrested Jarvis today. Police said Jarvis had a crack pipe and a bag of fentanyl on him. Jarvis lives just around the corner from the bank at Parker House Apartments. We spoke to neighbors of his who say they can't believe someone like that would live in their building.
A woman with a baby and then you want to shake the baby? I mean, there's something wrong with that guy.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Jarvis is facing several charges, including robbery by sudden snatching, possession of controlled substance, and child abuse. He is in the Lee County Jail right now. Back to you.
All right, Morgan, thank you. The people convicted of defrauding Lee County taxpayers out of $5 million are scheduled to be sentenced tomorrow. Kay Gao, her husband Robert, and partner John Williams took a Lee County grant promising VR Labs would bring jobs, but they never delivered on that promise. Robert and Kay were found guilty on all 10 fraud counts tied to VR Labs. Williams was convicted on 3 of 5 counts. Robert Gao took his own life back in March after being found guilty. Trust Wink News to be there for the sentencing.
Another push to save lives at bus stops. Bikers for Layla held a fundraiser today in honor of Layla Aiken. The 8-year-old was killed almost 2 months ago in a hit and run while waiting for her bus stop in Cape Coral. Since her death, many in the community have worked together to keep kids safe, especially when traveling to and from school.
I know everybody's noticed in their neighborhood all the benches that are out. I know they started passing out the lights for the kids because they do go to school in the dark.
And the event featured food and drinks, raffles, and vendors. Organizers say they're proud of the way the community has come together.
I have never seen such an outpour of generosity, bleeding heart, so to speak.
All proceeds from the event will go to the Aiken family and other groups working on bus safety, like benches for our babes and lights for Layla.
Traffic is flowing fine tonight along US 41. It was closed for hours yesterday from Briarcliff to Alico Road because of a gas leak. It all happened near Island Park Road and US 41, as we reported to you yesterday. The San Carlos Park Fire Department says gas for up to 15,000 customers from South Fort Myers to Marco Island could have been impacted. Businesses and homeowners were evacuated and kept out of their homes for hours.
And we're probably pretty lucky it didn't ignite.
We didn't open till about 3. We lost a decent amount of business today because of this.
The gas leak started when construction crews hit a gas line. Fire crews stood by during the repair just in case there was a fire. Another major road is back open now after a late-night crash blocked off part of McGregor Boulevard. It happened near the intersection with A&W Bald Road. Witnesses tell Wink News it appeared a motorcycle was involved.
A random stabbing leaves one man dead and another behind bars. Tampa police say Justin McGriff stabbed a city bus driver and then ran off. Authorities have not released the name of the victim. Investigators say there is no clear motive for the stabbing, but McGriff is charged with murder.
Columbine shooting survivor Austin Eubanks was found dead at his Colorado home. He was found yesterday. Eubanks was just here in Florida speaking about substance abuse. Back in April of 1999, Eubanks hid under a table with his best friend as 2 gunmen killed 12 students and a teacher. Eubanks was shot in the hand. His friend died. He recently spoke to Wink News about his journey to sobriety.
And I was prescribed medications for my physical injuries, and almost immediately I started taking more than was prescribed because they were so effective at allowing me to detach from that underlying emotional pain. If you find the courage to sit in that pain, and you can come out better than you were before the trauma or the emotional pain occurred.
An autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow to determine the cause of his death.
And in world news tonight, someone fired a rocket into the Iraq capital heavily fortified green zone. It landed less than a mile from the U.S. Embassy. No reports of anyone getting hurt, and this comes just days after the U.S. ordered non-essential staff out of Iraq over security concerns. And a roadside bomb hit a tourist bus today near the Giza pyramids. At least 17 people, including tourists, were hurt. Officials say the bus was traveling on a closed road to the construction site on the Grand Egyptian Museum. The bus was carrying at least 25 people, mostly from South Africa. And 5 people are dead, including the pilot, when their private plane went down in Honduras. It happened yesterday while the plane was taking off from the island of Roatan. There were conflicting reports on where the victims are from. The country says 4 Americans and a person of unknown nationality died, but local emergency services say the victims were 4 Canadians and 1 unknown nationality. So far, no word on what caused this crash. And in Belgium, more than 100,000 people gathered for the country's 24th annual Gay Pride Parade in Brussels. The event aims to promote equality and fight discrimination in the LGBTQ community. Belgium legalized gay marriage in 2003 and permitted adoption for same-sex couples 3 years later.
An 8-year-old girl snatched while walking with her mother. Who cops arrested and how they brought the girl home safely just hours after she disappeared. Plus, making your coastline pristine, what some of your friends and neighbors did on this beautiful day to keep our beaches clean.
Still watching that one storm directly over the trail, basically east of Marco Island and in between Everglades City. That continues to work towards the south. We'll take a closer look when I come back.
And welcome back. A young Texas girl is reunited with her family after she was snatched while walking outside with her mother, and authorities are hailing citizen heroes for their detective skills. As Wink News reporter David Daniel tells us, it was a social media post that led to her discovery.
An overnight search for a child abducted in broad daylight coming to a happy end early Sunday morning.
As you can see, there is a smile on my face. I'm here to report that Salem has been found safe.
8-year-old Salem Sabatka and her mother were walking through their Fort Worth, Texas neighborhood Saturday evening. Police say that's when 51-year-old Michael Webb approached the two in his car, allegedly grabbing Salem and shoving her mom from the car after she jumped in after her daughter. Surveillance video shows the moment the suspect sped off. You can see the girl's mother on the ground. Authorities issued an Amber Alert, posting photos of Salem and the suspect's Ford 500 to their social media. 2 vigilant citizens saw the post and went looking for the car, ultimately finding it in the parking lot of a hotel in a Fort Worth suburb.
Now we have 2 citizens that went out of our way, that were viewers on our social media account, that were viewers on your guys' media stations, and that assisted us 100%. They're our heroes tonight, I'll tell you that.
Police searched the hotel and found Salem calm and unharmed. She was taken to the hospital and reunited with her family. I'm David Daniel reporting.
And the suspect faces first-degree felony charges of aggravated kidnapping. Police say he had no relation to the girl and that his motive remains unclear tonight.
As the start of summer approaches, many neighbors in Southwest Florida are working to clean up our beaches. Today, volunteers partnered with Sephora, Coconut Point, and Red Skin Care for a beach cleanup. They looked for items like straws and cans that can hurt wildlife and affect sea turtle nesting season.
We wanted to just do something in our local community, so we just decided to partner up together and come out here and spread the word for volunteers to come help us.
And they weren't the only group helping the environment this weekend. 50 volunteers teamed up with Florida Gulf Coast University's water school, the Mound House, and NOAA on Saturday. They collected about 50 water samples around Fort Myers Beach to test the water quality. And we just checked with the Florida Forest Service. The fire danger is still elevated today. All of those counties shaded in yellow right there have a moderate risk. The highest danger near us is Pinellas County.
And quite a difference today from our hot weather. Light snow fell Sunday afternoon in Shell Lake, Wisconsin. The temperature is expected to hover around freezing on Sunday, and light snow and rain could continue to fall through this evening.
Ooh, that is early, but even weeks ago it was snowing in the Chicago area. I know my friends up north in New England had snow. It's early this year.
They still can get snow, or late this year, as it still is part of the winter season in terms of possible snowfall that can come down. Luckily, snowfall never for us. We are talking about the heat, that is for sure. Also talking about some storm activity currently across central and northern Collier County. One small cell just southwest of Immokalee moving off towards the south. That will be impacting you all in the eastern side of Golden Gate and the estates here soon. Also watching a stronger cell directly over the trail as well as just towards the northwestern side of Everglades City. Though if you're watching from Everglades City, that red area, that higher rain rate is actually heading directly towards Everglades City, right down State Road 29. So watching just a few of those cells tonight, and you can see those towering cumulus clouds there in the distance, all thanks to those storms that are currently, again, moving right along the trail, seeing just a thin line of.
And away we go.
Some good action there. Well, John Wick takes out Avengers Endgame to top this weekend's box office. John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum brought in $57 million for its debut weekend. It's the third installment of the franchise starring Keanu Reeves, Halle Berry, and Lawrence Fishburne also star in this movie.
I just saw it a couple of days ago, and it is worth seeing.
Two thumbs up?
Really fun. Yeah, it's a fun action movie. I'll be doing a review of it on my Britney's Box Office on my Facebook page later tonight. Let's get a final check of weather. What's that?
Sorry. I just want to know if it was better than Endgame.
I didn't see Endgame, but yes.
There you have it.
That's some factual reporting right there. In terms of the full forecast, 91 tomorrow, 91 Tuesday. We heat up all the way through next weekend.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Have a great rest of your evening.